Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Dives, Mr. Crackpot on Twitter. The Philadelphia 76ers defeated the Indiana Pacers 113-107. Today is our post-game show. We just got done live streaming, and this is our post-game show. We're going to talk about our top takeaways. And joining us today is my man, Jason. You know him on Twitter at JBlevinsNBA. Jason, what was your main takeaway from today's game?
Tyrese Maxey's good. Shake Milton is good. I think those are the main takeaways. The ball handling situation is better than we thought. Early turnovers, but really not so much on those guys, I guess. But yeah, pretty good. Tyrese Maxey's probably in the top 10 rotation. Doc Rivers said he's going to have a 10-man rotation. So you've got your starters, and then it looks pretty clear. Shake, Furkan, Dwight Howard, and Tyrese Maxey. What am I missing? That's 5, right?
Yeah. I honestly think that you're going to see Maxey climb up that. We kind of talked about that earlier this on live stream. It is his ability to attack and his ability to kind of control a game. I think you're going to see him climb into that 10-man rotation of what you were just talking about.
Yep, I agree. I think he does some things that you really can't have too much of. So, you know.
I love this comment. And by the way, Jason, because you're new here, we were doing – the Sixers were down like 13, 15 points. And me and Coyle were doing movie voices for every comment until the Sixers took the lead. And sure enough, through the third quarter, they took the lead and just kind of ran with it in that fourth quarter. Led with the bench.
Well, now you have to until they lose. Stick with it.
It was terrific. By the way, he said, player of the game was the voices. I thought it's science. It's science, but. The bench was my main takeaway. 61 points off the bench today. Absolutely insane. Led by Mike Scott. Never had a doubt. Plus 25. Tony Bradley, plus 29. 7 and 6 boards. Tyrese Maxey, you nailed it, Jason, was terrific. Matisse Thybulle was empty, but Shake Milton, Furkan. Man, I literally just did a video on why all Sixers fans should be hyped, should be pumped for the 2021 season. And it was about the supporting cast. It was about the second rotation, the third-man rotation. And that is the main takeaway. The Sixers finally have the offensive firepower to kind of make sure it's not a negative when the Sixers, Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid goes to the bench. Coyle, what was one of your takeaways?
Dwight Howard. I mean, he was an absolute monster tonight. What were we at? 10 minutes. I don't even know if this. Yeah, 10 minutes, 4 rebounds, 14 points. I mean, he was all over the court. They were running a pick and roll off it. They were doing everything. I'm so excited to get into the regular season and see what they're actually going to do with this type of rotation with Joel Embiid and Dwight Howard. It's going to be a spectacular season. And like I said, I think we're going from a 4 seed of what we said at the beginning of the season to a little bit of a lower seed. But that's just my hype. Get me up here a little bit. Just from seeing some of what you said, this bench just fulfilling exactly what they are, what you are seeing and what you're saying.
Jason, question: What is your take on Matisse Thybulle? Because we talked about what is his role moving forward with this team. Matisse Thybulle played 14 minutes. He had 1 point. Didn't take a field goal in this game. What is his role on this roster moving forward? And is he getting pushed out eventually? Where do you see this going moving forward?
We talked about this pre-game. He doesn't quite fit the archetype of what this team needs or does. He probably should have 2 points. There's probably a clear path foul on the steal that he got. He was wide open to to dunk that ball in transition. But he is, it's the season is long. He's got plenty of time to find his role, but you've got enough other guys here that are jumping out as like, yes, that works. That it's going to be hard for him to get those minutes,
Jason,
in order to settle in.
Question for you, Thibault. Like, I think he has the ability to be that assertive player. Do you think like a Howard has the ability to push him into kind of that next step of being like, I need to be more of an assertive offensive player? Because he has it on the defensive side. Is it something that he can do offensively?
I mean, he can, but he's older than you think, and you really have to help offensively. You either need to be a complete knockdown 42% from three catch and shoot guy, or you have to have an NBA level handle and an NBA level vision for how the geometry of the game works. And he just doesn't have those two things. So his offensive upside is really going to be determined on whether he's knocking down 3-point shots, which open up back cut game for him to back cut and catch lobs and dunk that way. But he had a pretty bad turnover, I think, at one point. Did he have 2 steals? I'm starting to think he had 2 steals tonight. Yes, he did. Yeah, so he turned the ball over one time because he got a steal, dribbled, looked fairly good right up until he didn't, and he turned the ball over. So it's just not. It's just not quite there, and it only gets there with a ton of reps. And the fact that he's not 21, the fact that he's 23, 24, I just think people should temper their expectations.
Okay.
So it's going to be tough unless he just becomes just really lights out from 3. It looks like he was no shots. So it's going to be tough at this point because you're starting to see what that rotation looks like. Yep. Injuries obviously factor in here. You look behind him, you don't really see anybody that's breathing down his neck to be the next man up in a 10-man rotation once you have a couple of injuries.
Yeah.
So that could change things, but he's tricky. He's tricky, and we've talked about him a lot.
Yeah, I feel like he's a player too who wants to play. So you're saying that 10-man there's no player breathing down his neck, but when you're not getting minutes, I feel like that's the breathing down your neck.
Yeah, I think the one player that we did see tonight, and we talked about it pregame, we weren't sure. Terence Ferguson got a few minutes tonight. Mm-hmm. He's the one guy that I think is a similar archetype of player.
Yep.
So now you ask yourself, as Daryl Morey starts to look at a bench that looks much better than he thought, is he looking at a consolidation type deal? And if so, you have to assume Thibault or Ferguson would be part of any consolidation deal. And a consolidation deal, I'm sure everyone knows. You wouldn't be on here if you didn't know. But it's where you take 2 or 3 decent players for 1 good player, right?
Yep.
And you package those contracts to make them match that sort of 8, 9, 10, 15 million level. You're not talking about a star. Probably you might be. You try. But he just feels to me ripe for a lot of people loved him last year. He's just ripe for a consolidation type package.
Jason, I want to quick talk to you about Tyrese Maxey because that is like the most talked about topic in Sixers Nation. He had 11 points tonight in 17 minutes. He looked aggressive. This is a guy that seems to be, when he gets the ball, he is in attack mode. He had 8 points versus the Celtics. Shake Milton also looked terrific. Ben Simmons, I thought, had a stretch in that second quarter where he was straight dominant, especially defensively. Like, where do you see Tyrese Maxey's role on offense moving forward? Because we saw him get some he was a facilitator in that second half, but how is that mesh with Shake looking so great on the ball, Ben Simmons on the ball? Where does Maxey fit in there?
Well, Shake can play off ball, so that helps a lot. What I really think people should get excited about with Maxey is both of these teams that played against him tried to press him, tried to trap him. They put immense ball pressure on him, and he responded by getting straight downhill and into the teeth of the defense. Yep. And that means teams are going to have to respect him and back off of him. Now, deep bench guys will play more aggressively like that anyway. They're just fighting for a chance. They see a rookie, they smell blood. But when you get into the regular season, there aren't a lot of TJ McConnell types out there who are willing to do that. And if a guy tries to do it and he makes you pay, immediately they start backing off. And he keeps a live dribble. He makes you pay for pressure. He has some nice finishing moves. There's a lot of good stuff around Tyrese Maxey, but Shake's ability to play off ball just makes it a lot easier.
And we talked about that a little bit earlier tonight when we were saying, did the off season not having that preseason jitter or that preseason play for Maxey help him? And I was on the verge of what you just said of, I think it did, because it allowed him to do that attacking and not have that off season of like, no, I have players that are going to tell me that I can't do this. He took that college game and pushed him into a player of being able to just attack, and he has the ability to do it. Now, if he didn't have the ability, obviously it would be something different, but I think he did have the ability to do that. What are your thoughts on that, of not having the off season?
Let's not forget that he in May went to the gym in LA with Clutch. So he was in the gym with LeBron James and Ben Simmons with the Clutch crew. He looks physically more stout than he did at Kentucky. So and he's talked about it. They got him in the weight room. They put him around extremely confident players, and coming out of the Kentucky program, nothing he's seen so far in fourth quarters of the last two games would give him any reason not to feel very confident. But this guy, from May until the draft, was working out with the elite of the elite clique within the NBA. So, I mean, the guy's got the pedigree. He's got the finer skills. He responds well to pressure, which is great. I really do think he is going to push for significant playing time.
Awesome. How would you grade the Sixers tonight, Jason?
C. I mean, way too many turnovers in that first half. They didn't look great in the first half. Tobias looked pretty bad. I don't know what his.
Tobias and Seth seem to be checked out tonight. Is that a bad?
Seth is, again, we talked about this pregame. It doesn't seem like he and Ben Simmons quite connect on how to get him easy looks. And with a guy like that, you want to get him a couple of easy looks so that he can get hot, and then everything becomes easy. They haven't quite gotten there yet. I'm not concerned about that yet. Tobias, some of those just getting like pulled up, having to pick up the dribble, forced into really bad passes. He did not have a great game tonight. 3 turnovers, 3 for 7. He just looked out of sorts. He was a minus 15. So I don't know, a C. Okay. You don't have Joel Embiid. You made it a game by halftime. The second half really only means much for the young guys.
I think a C is fair. I think a C, C plus is pretty fair. I think that's where we were in the first half with our grades. What about you, Coyle?
Yeah, I mean, I give a couple of the players as a team here to see. I
take it back. Hold on, and let me take it back real quick.
All right.
I give it. I think a C, C plus is fair, but the fact that we're talking about a Sixers team with a bench that drastically outscores the starting lineup, when does that happen? When has that conversation started? The fact that we're actually talking about a Sixers second unit, third unit that is as deep as it is right now, that's extremely exciting. I'm going to bump it up to a B.
Yeah. So that's what I was about to get to, but you ruined my spot. So thank you.
You're welcome.
You're an a-hole. You're an a-hole.
Not.
I was looking over numbers as we were like grading, and I'm looking at we have a Danny Green 10 points, which I'm like I said, that was my highlight of the off season with getting rid of with Al Horford, and then I look at some of the minutes that I'm seeing with some of these people. And I'm looking at Mike Scott with 15 minutes and 12 points, and he couldn't miss a friggin' shot. Obviously he did, but that off second of him being able to get ability to shoot. And we talked about that earlier, of him being able to just get that extra second and it's going in. And when you saw him getting that extra second, it was going in. And then you looked at, I was going to say Justin Anderson, but he did nothing. I was wishing he was going to do something. But no, you look at just even Bradley just grabbing boards and him doing certain things. Like there's just little things off this bench that you're seeing that are making this team bump up into that next level. And like I said, this is a preseason game. This is something that we have to keep into consideration. But it is just this team is making me so excited.
The roster construction.
Like you said, I'm gonna jump to B. You're a jerk.
Here's one good thing for the night.
A B. I'm gonna say B minus.
Brogdon had 21 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, but needed 22 shots to get that number. That tells you what Ben Simmons was doing tonight.
Yep, that hit.
That's what Ben Simmons was doing because
and that has a lot to do with Ben Simmons not have to focusing on offensive stuff as well. Like you're taking Ben, and it comes back to why are we not trading Ben? Because you have a defensive presence that's going to take away from their sometimes all-star. That you're not getting points from Ben, but you're getting all of these other aspects of shooting around him when you're drawing from him, driving, you're drawing. And basketball is a all-around sport now. It is not about that three-pointer. It is not about that this. It's building a team that is able to meld together and is able to build that absolute ball and play a complete game. And that's what we've been talking about.
All right, before we get into player of the games, I want to make a quick shout out because Rob gussed over this guy, Tony Bradley, and then the next day wanted him traded, and then today had the highest plus minus on the team. He played 19 minutes, 7 points, and 6 boards. So shout out to my man Rob. You know him as the voice of the people. That is absolutely hilarious. I can't wait to call him out on that.
Just saying, I brought him up.
You did. You called him out on it. It was absolutely hilarious.
And I called Rob out on it. But Bradley had a great game today.
All right, let's do player of the game. Who's your player of the game, Jason?
I think it's Shake. Team high plus 24, 15 points. He led the team in scoring. Led the team in plus minus, 5 assists. So second on the team in assists. I think it's Shake.
What about you? What about you, Coyle?
Dwight Howard. He's more than anything and more than I dreamed of when we signed him. Oh,
well, I will say that
I'm gonna go to bed tonight, put my blanket up, and just have wet dreams about it.
I don't want to kill your wet dream, but Domantas Sabonis absolutely ate tonight, 26 and 11. Now a lot of that's because
how many minutes though? How many minutes? Tell me minutes.
26 minutes, 26 points.
He was only in there for 10 of them. Howard's only in there for 10 minutes.
Dwight was in for 16 minutes.
I got 10 minutes on this.
16 minutes, 5 turnovers, 4 fouls, 16 minutes.
Right. Well, I got wrong numbers, so my thought changes.
Yeah, it's not a cause for concern because I agree did some really nice things as well.
Yeah.
And he's not the main reason that Sabonis was open to be 10 for 16.
Correct.
A lot of that was Dwight was trying to help D and Sabonis was the dump off.
And his fouls reflect that as well.
Yeah, but 5 turnovers and four fouls in 16 minutes. That's nearly Jonah Bolden-esque. But he's better than Jonah Bolden.
All right, my guy, I'm not going Tyrese Maxey. We already gave him the time of day. I'm going to go a guy that I've shit on for the last, 9 months. I'm going Mike Scott. 12 points in 15 minutes, 4 of 6 from 3. Wow. Talk about a guy that I have been checked out on. Could this guy, Mike Scott, be the this year's Furkan Korkmaz? A guy that you're just checked out on, and he actually is able to provide some kind of floor spacing in 2021. When
you go back and look at tonight, go back and look at last year because his feet, watch his feet. Everything about it was he was ready to catch a pass and ready to shoot the ball. There was no question. There was no confusion. He was ready, and he didn't think about it twice.
We talked about that earlier tonight. It was that half second of him being able to be like, pop, pop. It literally was a fluid of everything. Like he just had that extra second or that extra minute of time to just hit that shot. And I was like, if this attacking offense with you have that point guard or Maxey that is going to draw in that defender to be able to pull it out, give me Mike Scott all day, every day.
All right, let's wrap this up. This is the
for anyone who's here, we're about to have Tony Bradley.
Oh, see you, Jim.
Tony Bradley.
I'll see you guys.
Tony Bradley.
Later.
Tony Bradley. Rob, are you watching? If you're watching right now, Tony Bradley is meeting the media.
Rob, where you at? Bring out, you little bitch. I'm calling you out. I'm calling you out.
All right. Thank you, everybody here for watching. This is the Painted Lines YouTube channel. Please be sure to like. Please be sure to comment. We will be doing this pretty much every game for the Sixers moving forward. We have the opener coming up, but most importantly, we have a Christmas music show going down tomorrow night at 8 p.m. East Coast time. Request your favorite music Christmas songs. My girl Meg is the most talented musician you'll ever see.
She's so good.
Right? She is terrific. You can watch it, request your songs, spend it with your significant other. It's really, really fun. Spread that holiday spirit. And then, of course, Sunday around 3:30, we will be doing our watch party, Eagles versus Cardinals watch party. I'm not looking forward to that one. This is infinitely more fun. I'm not going to lie about that one. But anyway, thank you everybody here for watching. Thank you everybody here for commenting. The comments were terrific tonight, by the way. It was just, the flow was absolutely crazy. Dude, do you want to plug anything?
No, do I want to plug anything?
I don't know.
Can I plug the fans for being freaking awesome? I come on here and I have fun, and I have fun because of every single one of these people that are in the comments, and I don't plug anything.
They're great, aren't they?
Dude, this is so much fun.
They're great.
The interaction between the people and just being able to talk basketball and be able to shoot the shit with every single one of you is one of the greatest things ever. I I can't explain how much fun this is that I get to watch basketball and then actually do it with people in a way of not doing it at bars. Because this is what I'd be doing at bars. I'd be talking over to this guy right here and being like, hey, what do you think of this? And they're like, I don't even watch basketball. I don't even watch it. Basketball, I don't even know what it is. And then I get to do it with you. And you guys are amazing. Freaking keep it up. Keep it up, guys.
Thank you. We have Dunder Dude saying, had a wonderful time. If you had fun, that is literally everything. That's all we're looking for. Thank you, guys. Love it. Thank you. Please be sure to like. Please be sure to subscribe. We will see you tomorrow night during the Christmas show, 8 p.m. East Coast time. And then we will also see you during the Eagles versus Cardinals watch party. Save my soul. For Coyle, for myself, thanks for watching, guys. See ya.